Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
sir. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. So today, I'd already sent a few minutes back your the assignments your for first mid semester. So please check it. Till that minimum, till that your portion will be covered before your mid semester, and that these topics will give you the idea that okay, based on that you have to just prepare your 1.5 to 2 page your assignments, and that when you have to after examination uh, mid semester you can upload it. So it's please give your PDF to the CR, and from there I will collect. So, and that must be in your handwriting. Any figure, another drawing is there, that must be in your handwriting. You have to take care for it. So, yeah, now we will go for some idea. Further, we will have further natural resources there. So, India are having some okay, big dams are there. Previously, we had learned something. Water management is there, flood, droughts, and other things are there. So, big dams, how they are beneficiary, and what are the problems related to the big dams? Basically, what happens that the big dams are often regarded as symbol of the development of any country. But there are so many issues there. So we can say that for the development process of any particular locations or for any country, so dams are river valley projects and other dams are necessary. Since there are so many multiple uses are there. In India also, there are so many river valley projects are there. There what happens that your tribals nearby living in the area, they are having their hopes on these projects such as that they aiming at providing the employment and raising the standard and quality of their life. Since dams are having tremendous potential for economic upliftment and growth, they generate electricity, reduce water and power shortage, and they are also checking the floods, providing the irrigation water to the lower area, and also providing the drinking water in remote areas. And it also promotes navigation, it also helps us in fisheries. But basically, with that, there are some environmental problems also that is related to the dams, if we are saying. So, if you can say the problem for your upstream of any dams or downstream of dams, so it includes your displacement in suppose upstream problem is there, so it means it is that displacement of your tribal people, then your loss of forest flora fauna, then siltation and sedimentation of reservoirs, and loss of non-forest lands, then stagnation and water logging near reservoir, and you can say that breeding of your vector-borne diseases, then your reservoir-induced your seismicity, that causes the earthquake. That the area where big dams are there, so they are more prone to the earthquakes. And some microclimatic change are also there in the upstream of the dams. So due to the dams, these will be the, you can say, the adverse effect, and in the downstream also we can say that there will be your water logging and salinity is there in the downstream, and it will be that flash floods may occur. Then your vector-borne diseases like malaria and other will be there. So, but what is that? That there are positive impacts also, there are negative impacts also. Already I had given you your figure related to it, that how your big dams impacts us. That positive ecological impacts in that you may see that reduction in famines, prevention of floods, and positive socio-economic impact is there, that is employment generated, electricity generation, irrigation water supply, drinking water supply, promotion of navigation, these are. And in the negative ecological impacts, if we are having, so deforestation, loss of biodiversity, water logging, salinity, these are the things. And for socio-economic impact, so submergence of villages, displacement of native people, resettlement issues. So basically, when if we have to just write as a short notes, so in our language, taken into consideration these your different points, we have to write it, short notes. That notes may be of based on the marking of it, whether it is 4 marks or 5 marks. So you have to go for 1.5 or 2 pages. Your total description must be there. If any figure is needed, that also you have to do. So basics points that may be considered for it. Then your mineral resources are there. So natural resources are there. So in that, what may be, we can say, in here, minerals that are naturally occurring in organic crystalline solids are there. They are having chemical composition and characteristics, and definite chemical composition and characteristic physical property. So basically, if for the mineral for which we are concerned here, so mostly these are of rocks, and like common minerals are quartz are there, feldspar is there, dolomite is there, biotite is there, calcite is there. So, and they are composed of the some elements like silicon, oxygen, iron, magnesium, calcium, aluminium. These are the different mineral resources that is available in our nature. In the earth, these things are available to us. So here, if we go for their usage and exploitation. So what their usage? So I had already given you, sent you similar your mineral. Mining activity. But here what happens when we are saying the main use of minerals? Where the usage of minerals are there? Anyone?
Sir, industrial use.
Yeah, development in the industrial plant machinery, the generation of energy is there, that is based on your coal, uranium, lignite. Then construction, housing and settlements. Your surface equipments also, in transportation means, in communication also their uses are there. Telephone wires, cables, electronic devices, medicinal uses are there, you can say in Ayurvedic system, your use of these minerals are there. In fertilizer also, in agriculture, it is there. Then in the jewelry also, gold, platinum, diamond. These are the minerals which are used. You can say that on their property, you may go for two types. One type is your non-metallic minerals, that is graphite, diamond, quartz, spar is there. And then you can say metallic minerals, that is bauxite, hematite, iron. So human beings are using so many metals, and they are having their extensive use. So what happens? You must have heard about the human civilization that echoed with the age, human history that start from this. That Bronze Age is there, Iron Age is there. Where we are starting to going for the secure and using these minerals. So that times in the history we can say as their era. So in out of these metals, you can that maximum quantity in our nation also, followed by you can say manganese, copper, chromium, aluminum, and nickel. These are here. So we have to go for in these cases for the resources for excavation of it, and in this process you can say that your different your in excavation in mining activity here you can say in mineral excavation that we simply undermine the nature, their balance. We simply break their balance in excavation of these things. So we have to take care for it in these cases. In India, if you will say that for the major minerals in India and what are the different places, so that is also, if we are saying, suppose your energy generating minerals are there. So where it is found, suppose coal is there, ignite is there, lignite. So what are the different states where these are these founds? Anyone? Coal and lignite is there. These minerals are found in India, basically in the West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and your uranium that is mostly found in Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh, Meghalaya, Rajasthan. Other also commercially used mineral, that is aluminum is there, bauxite ore is there. So that is also found in Jharkhand, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. Iron ore is there, that is in form of hematite and magnetite. So Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, they are the main source of it, where these minerals are there. Copper is there, copper pyrites, that is found in Rajasthan, Bihar, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. In these places, these will be there. So when we go for the environmental impact or mineral extraction and their use, so in Indian scenery, so what are the major, if we will say that major mines are there which are having the severe problems. So in that list, We are here in the first list. Your Jadugoda uranium mine in Jharkhand is there. What happens here? They are exposing local people to radioactive hazards is there. In Jharia coal mines is there in Jharkhand. So there, what happens that underground fire is there leading to land subsidence and forced displacement of people due to that. Then you're in Odisha, it is Sukinda chromite mines is there. So there what happens that your chromium is there sipping of chromium into river and that poses your health hazards since chromium is being highly toxic in nature. Then in Karnataka our mines is there, Kudramukh iron ore mine is there. They are also causing the river pollution and threat to biodiversity. And in Odisha, it is East Coast bauxite mine is there. So there, your problem, land encroachment problem is there, and issue of rehabilitation is also till date it is not settled. And in Assam, Northeast coalfield is there, where your very high sulfur contamination of is in the groundwater. So these are the environmental impacts, you can say, in the different part of India when we are going for the mineral extraction and for our usage. So we have to take care of these things. That we have to settle it so that the persons of they may not affected by the adversity. Then you can say in the mining itself, if impact of mining here, if we are having, so mining we are doing in two types, if subsurface mining is there, surface mining is there. So when we go to extract minerals from deep deposit in soil, so there we are using subsurface mining. Or when we are going for the shallow deposits, so surface mining is there. So for surface mining, there are three types are there. For that, open pit mining is there, where machines dig holes and remove the ores. That is for copper, iron, gravel, marble and granite and other. And second is your dredging, in which your chained buckets and dredge lines are used, which scrap up the minerals from underwater, mineral deposit. And then one more method is that is known as a strip mining, in which ore is stripped off by using bulldozer and power shovel and stripping wheels. So due to these activity, we are saying that your environmental damage caused by this mining activity, we are saying. So there are different, your environmental damage. Important among them is, you can say that devegetation and defacing of the landscape. Then subsidence of land is there. Then groundwater contamination is there. Then surface water pollution is there, air pollution is there, and occupational health hazards are there. So for all these things, if we are having, so remedial measures are that safety of mine workers is also taken into consideration, and we may have the microbial leaching technique. We may go for the restoration of a mined area by revegetating them with appropriate plant species. We may go for the stabilization of the mined land. We may go for the gradual restoration of flora and fauna. And we may be just take care for the prevention of the toxic drainage discharge. So these things, and we are you're conforming to the standard of air emission for the minimizing the environmental effects of the mining. Anything you want to supplement in this mining, anyone?
So rat hole mining is also a problem in northeast and Jharkhand area.
What?
Rat hole mining.
Yeah, mining. Yeah, in the mining, there are so many the things are there. So we have to be alert about these things. That okay, if air pollution is there, suppose. So what happens? Suspended particulate matter is there. Your arsenic is there. Cadmium, lead is there in the environment. So due to the smelting and other thing. So we have to take care about it. When we are knowing that okay, these are the thing which in your extraction of your minerals, these are the things left over. So we have to take utmost care for it to go for the thing. There are so many things which we should and we have to be alert about it. So basically what happens step by step you can go for, you can think it and you may go for the suppose 1/2 or 2 page notes related to it. Suppose we are having the problem will be there that okay what are the different impacts of big dams or impacts of your mining activity. So there your pros and cons both side you have to take into consideration in your notes. Then they are having food resources are there in nature. So what happens that there are thousands of you can say edible plants and animals are there all over the world. So basically it includes wheat, rice, maize, potato, barley, oats, sweet potato, sugar cane, pulses are there. And then your fruits is there, vegetables are there, milk is there, meat is there, fish is there, seafoods is there. So there are so many these food resources are there. Among them, rice, wheat, and maize are the major grains, and that are grown every year. About 1,500 million metric ton of they are having. This is the half of the total agriculture crops, and you can say about 4 billion persons are having your wheat and rice as their main staple food. Meat and milk are also mainly consumed by mainly developed countries, and they are having fish and seafoods are also there, since they are having your high quality protein in the world's diet. So if we are saying that your Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, they estimated that for an average of minimum calorie intake of the global scale is 2,500 calorie per day. The people receiving less than 90% of these minimum dietary calorie are called undernourished, and if it is less than 80%, they are said to be seriously undernourished. Besides the minimum caloric intake, we also need proteins, minerals, etc. That is deficiency or lack of nutrition often leads to malnutrition, resulting in the severe diseases. So we have to take care for its if impact of malnutrition is there. Suppose your deficiency of iron is there, so anemia in health effect it will be anemia. Your deficiency of iodine is there, so goiter is there. If deficiency of vitamin A is there, so blindness is there. Deficiency of proteins and calories are there. So it is that your stunted growth is there. So basically, these are your impacts of the malnutrition, if you are say. So for in these cases, if we are going for, so your impacts of overgrazing and agriculture is there. So what are the different environmental impacts relating to the food resources? So this is also very important chain of effects is there in these cases. So suppose overgrazing is there. So what will happen?
What,
I
sir?
already, I had already given you the your table in table form. It is the, uh, overgrazing is there, agriculture is there, impact related to food resource. So what is overgrazing? That is, plants are exposed to intensive grazing for extended period of time, or without sufficient recovery periods. Suppose any agriculture your application is there for any resource, we are using it and we are not giving them the sufficient time to recovery. So what will happen in that cases? That resource may get vanished. So basically here, suppose in these, one thing is in your carrying capacity. A term is here, we can say for the livestock grazing, it is carrying capacity. That it is of any system is the maximum population that can be supported by it on a sustainable basis. Suppose for any resource, if we are going simply, if any resource is with us, and for any maximum population, suppose we are having rice paddy, that your requirement is capacity to grow that rice for a particular population. And when we are having sustaining it, if we are going, we are crossing our carrying capacity, that is population is increases, then what will happen? The sustainability of that particular your capacity will um, fail. You may go in the deficit. So then their impact will be there, that whether in that resource we cannot go for the in recouping it. Simply, if suppose land is there, if we are having in any land we are having for our purpose, we are using it, some vegetable cover is there in the soil and other, and we are exposing soils throughout. So what will happen? That your in top layer, their capacity, they start getting their yield and other thing, they start declining. Your the crop, their quality, they will be start to go for the lesser. And in later stage, what will happen? So that fertile land will convert into the barren land when we are started to using so much things. So here you may go for, if I had already given you the in the form your. So what are the different your aspects of it, that impact of the things? If overgrazing is there, so there also your land degradation will be there, soil erosion will be there. That is, if overgrazing by cattle is there, so soil erosion is there. Then your loss of useful species are there. These things will be, if we just go for, so when we are going for the agriculture, in that what happens for the traditional agriculture or for the modern agriculture when we go for it. So their effect will be the different. Like previously what happens that we are using at this time also that slash and burn cultivation or shifting cultivation. We are having the traditional, we are using it. So what happens in these type of things? Your yield in that output that will get affected due to this. So here also your impact of traditional agriculture is there, that deforestation is there, the slash and burn of trees in forest to clear the land for cultivation and frequent shifting. This result to the loss of forest cover. Then soil erosion is there, that when we are clearing the forest cover, exposed to soil, to wind. So your top fertile layer of soil, that will be, there will be the loss in it. Or depletion of nutrients is there. So when we go for the slash and burn, the organic matter of the soil gets destroyed. And most of the nutrients that are there. So that will be, your depletion will be there.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in after cultivating the land in Pakistan and in Punjab, Haryana side, they used to burn the rest of our crops, and they said that it's good for fertility of the soil, and it provides nutrients for the upcoming crops. So
It
why do we
provides
blame?
nutrients.
Yes, sir, but then why do we blame that slash and burn technique destroys the soil and
No, no, no.
burning that parali does not?
Who says that it increases their nutrients and other? Who says?
But if that does not happen, then why have they been doing it for hundreds of
Yeah,
years?
that is the thing. That the one thing is that there is the ignorance first, that they are burning the parali. Second thing is there, when we go for the your burning. So the top layer, your top fertile layer, that get there they are the loss in their nutrient and other thing. They are burned. So how you are imagining that their fertility will increase when we will burn it? Simply what happens precisely that for the simple reason that one thing is that they people are not concerned with the environmental your things, that so many your air pollution is there, and second thing is it is the costly affair to go for another thing. That's why they are just simply having and burning it. It is not as such it is go for their, they are knowing that it will affect their land, but somewhere it is that cost effectiveness, and they are due to that only they are burning it. It is not as such that they are increasing their yield and their capacity. Only by the rotation of crop we may go for the your increasing the capacity, increasing your the top layer, you can say fertility. By suppose in one crop we are having wheat, or we may go for the rice and other, and in between some leguminous things will be there. So then only your that nature will have the in that soil, they will increase their yield capacity and other their fertility simply by the rotation, not by the burning. The burning having the not the good effect, it is the bad effect on the cultivation. You will see here itself when we are having the basic is what? If we in the soil, if we will go for, so your nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, these are the basics micronutrients is there. So that is in the soil, and what happens that when we go for any soil, when that's why your testing of soil is needed when we in the modern agriculture, when we will go for it. And so we will go for the your if we are going for the high yielding variety and other, so we have to take care that otherwise fertilizer related problem will be there. That to itself we will deal in few minutes. But for the traditional agriculture, we are saying, so here the effect will be the deforestation, the soil erosion, and depletion of the nutrients. It is not that you are increasing your nutrient by burning it. You are simply destroying it.
So
Then,
why
yeah.
don't we, but not we, why don't the farmers bury the rest over in the soil itself and let the decomposition do the work?
That basically, if that awareness there must be there. You must have heard nowadays that in surrounding of Delhi and other they are having some your arrangement such as some you can say spray another thing is there, so that your that leftover that will be treated as the compost itself. Nowadays, government is also saying the farmers to do that, and they are also supporting them that please don't have since for burning of paralysis the effect of surroundings in Delhi you may have heard it that
Yes, sir.
total government near your Punjab and Haryana and other they place government are requesting the farmers that please don't go for this burning of it. It is not the good thing burning. Basically, here in each and everything, the cost is also very much consideration for it. If government do the in these cases some facility, if they will provide, certainly the farmers will not do these things.
Okay, sir.
Then here in you can say in the modern agriculture and its impacts is there. That basically what happens nowadays we are having the hybrid seeds are there for your single crop variety for your some high tech equipments are there. So in the form of fertilizer, pesticides, and irrigation water, we are having the new technology for it, so that by help of this our food production has increased, and that's why some green revolution was there due to this. Basically, green revolution is there, but their side effect is also there. So there you can say, so impact related to high yielding variety of seeds is there. So basically what happens that they encourage for a same type of genotype is grown over vast area. Thus one crop another is there. So what happens when for these high yielding variety, if any pathogens attacking, so total devastation of crop will be there due to the particular disease. Or that will be the uniform since your total in more vast area, large area, your crops is of the same type. So a spread of any disease that will be very rapid, spread will be there for the disease. And your the second thing is your fertilizer related problems are there. That is in that we can say it your first is micronutrient imbalance is there. Basically, we can say that in your chemical fertilizer, your sodium, potassium, and this nitrogen, potassium, sodium is there as essential micronutrients. So what is that farmer uses? It's indiscriminately for the growth of the crop. So when we go for the excessive use of fertilizer, so there will be the micronutrient imbalance will be there. And that's why here what happens that due to this in Punjab and Haryana, the persons it is seen that your deficiency of your zinc is there in the soils, and that also affecting the productivity of the soil. In uh, later stages of years. When we go for the so many years of using the high dose of fertilizers, so okay, we have got the yield. We are saying that okay, in the Punjab and Haryana, the yield is there for your crop, but there are the side effects also that when we are not checking for the deficiency of other important micronutrients, so we have to test the soil, and then if it is needed, so we can go for the other micronutrients also, like zinc and other. Then your for fertilizer related problem is there, nitrate pollution is there, very important in the terms that what happens, your nitrogenous fertilizer is there, so in that your these fertilizers leachage into the deep of the soil, and they may contaminated our groundwater. So basically it is there the concentration of nitrates, if it is will be more in water, if it exceeds 25 mg per liter. So what will happen? You must have heard about the health hazard that is known as blue baby syndrome. Are you aware about it?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So baby doesn't the baby doesn't start respirating, so it turns blue.
Why?
Lack of
due
oxygen in the
to
blood cells.
So
due to
in
presence of
which
nitrogen
case
oxide.
it is? Yeah, basically here it is that when your nitrate, your concentration increases. So basically in your newborn baby, it will be, it is that a term is there, methemoglobinemia or blue baby syndrome is there, that your oxygen that may not go to the that particular baby. So your baby turns blue, and that is your only due to the excessive your concentration of, you can say, the nitrates in the your in. So basically here, and that pollution we have to take care of it. Then your eutrophication is there, excessive use of nitrogen and your phosphorus. That is the term. It is that eutrophication. That is excessive your nutrition is there. Due to that, what happens in lakes and other, you will see that algal blooms are there due to this, and your oxygen is consumed in the process of your decomposition. Organic, since your in these cases, you will see here itself, in if you are near to the Jamshedpur and other, you will see in these cases that in the Kharkai, your river and itself, your greenery is there, algal is there here. So basically in these cases, what happens that your aquatic life that also get killed due to it. Since there are so many your algal blooms are there, and they are rapidly they are growing, so they affects the your food chains and affects the aquatic fauna. So we have to take care of it. Pesticide related problems are there. So here, if you will say that in pesticide, sulfur, arsenic, lead or mercury to kill the pests we are using. You must have heard about the DDT. So
Yes, sir.
which insecticide? Yes, sir. Property is there. DDT. So these are the very harmful things. These synthetic pesticides, they are very harmful in the nature. So what happens then when we are going for it? So your side effects are there, that your mm, creating resistance in pests and producing new pests. What happens that any for any particular pest species we are having, so they are surviving even after your pesticide spray. And after some generation, they are highly resistant to it. So we have to go for this more more pesticides of nature. We have to go for it, and all these affect the human being. Since these are not the good thing for consumption of human being, it may happen that secondary death of non-target organism. In many times, what happens that your insecticides here they are having broader spectrum poison. So that not only kill the target species, but also several your non-target species are also which may be useful for us. That also maybe get affected. And one more thing is here biological magnification. Your, the, what happens that your many of the pesticides which are non-biodegradable, so they is keeping on accumulating in the food chain, in our food chain. Let us say when we will go for it. So they are in the food chain and keep growing. So it is known as your biological magnification, and that having in that human chain, so it will be affect our your total human being. Since we are consuming it, we are the user, so it will we are get affected about it. And you can say impact here for modern agriculture, its impact will be there. Water logging is there when we are over irrigating the croplands. So water logging may be there. Then salinity problem may be there. That when we are going for the your different in modern agriculture, the salt and other thing will be there. So it will be salinity problem. So for salinity, what happens? How since your sodium chloride, sodium sulfate, calcium chloride, and your magnesium chloride, these things will be in our soil profile. So here, in these cases, for reducing the salinity problem, we have to go for the excessive here. The cause of your salinization is excessive irrigation. So in these cases, we have to remedy is there that we have to flush the salts, and it will be not you can say very easy task. Other thing is that underground networking or perforated drainage pipes may be there for flushing the salts. So these are not the easy thing. So we have to take care that use of your irrigation, your water and other things, so that these things will not be there. Water logging may not be there. Salinity may not be there. So these are the important points which is related to your, you can say, the food resources. Anything you want to share for it? In next discussion, we will go for some energy resources and other biogas and other your discussions will be there. Some more discussions of your natural energy, gas and other thing, coal, petroleum. So energy resource, we will try to have some idea of it, that how it will be helpful for us in the nature. Okay. Anything? Do you want to add it?
So can you please explain about assignment once again?
Assignment I had given you that is in your group. So I think 33 your topic will be there. Just a moment. Yeah. Here I had given you some 30. 31, since in 23 it will be repeated. So 31, your assignment is there. So here you have to write about 1.5 to 2 pages notes related to each and every topic. So in your own language, okay, and based on our the discussion and other notes and your thing, that must be in your language. And your you can say in the mid semester almost based on this topic only your your any questions will be there for the side short notes and other. It may be the same, it may be a bit language may be different, but things will be same. Yeah. So till the here aquatic ecosystem, till ecosystem we will go for the mid semester. So that coverage will be there. Suppose till here we are knowing the multidisciplinary nature of environmental studies, the scope of environmental studies, why public awareness is there needed, different type of natural resources there, so we can go for the different types and we can elaborate a bit of the total natural resources. There are so many. And since for forest ecological services already we had discussed it. What are the different causes of deforestation? Underground, understand about the groundwater, big dams, environmental impact of mining. I had given you the thing. Based on that, you can go for and you can elaborate it. What are the major environmental damage caused by the mining activity? That also we had discussed. Overgrazing, that we are discussing it, the what are the cause of it, another, the overgrazing. Like in that we can say the land degradation, soil erosion, loss of useful spaces. So this you have to elaborate it. So you will see that simple things are there. It is not as such that your anything. In your own language you have to write. The only thing is that you don't have to copy it. You based on your these topics. Word limit is there. You can have suppose 4 marks question will be there. So it is needed that in A4 size about 1.5 pages is sufficient. And for your 5 marks question, maximum 2 pages, that like both side of A4 size plain. Since in examination you are supposed to write in the plain A4 size, your photocopier pages, and your in each and every page you must have your name, roll number, and signature. That is the only needed. And let us stay near the main examination, near to that we may discuss it. And for a submission of assignment is there, that we can go that after mid semester, just after mid semester, so that it will be easy for you to go for and study it. So after mid semester we will take this your first assignment. Yeah, you can write in ruled page also for your study, but for the assignment here it is the easy, no problem. But in the examination you are supposed to write in the blank A4 size. Okay. Just try to write it. If any confusion, if you are having, suppose for any topic, any discussion, you can just get it checked by me also. That is, in one case, okay, how you have to write. And normally 1.5 page is more than sufficient. If you are writing in standard height and depth and other thing. It is, if you are leaving so many space, so it will be not good. But in normal writing, 1.5 page, that is sufficient. For 4 marks, 2 page. For 5 marks. Okay. So CR requested to give me the since 76 84 students are here recorded in my place. So give accordingly the attendance. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,